Hello. I forget what number this is, but I'm doing a good streak on this vlog challenge. And it really, to be honest, hasn't been as hard as I thought it would be. And maybe it's because I'm doing Instagram videos daily. Um, Maybe it's because, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm not challenging myself enough. When we get too comfortable and things just become kind of easy, I've always viewed that as a sign to challenge ourselves. So maybe it's some of that too. I even got kind of over the fact that I'm walking in public with my phone in front of my face, um, talking to it. And it still feels a little weird, but at the end of the day, I don't really care because I'm trying to demonstrate something that just because it's uncomfortable doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Just because it's hard doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. And at the end of the day, fuck what people think about you. Like, who cares? Who cares as long as you have, who cares if, in the sense that, you have a mission. And if it's your mission to spread the word, which usually, if you have a mission, that's the point, and you love your mission, then who cares what other people think? You know, what I've noticed with the election and just kind of like with strong people in general, like leaders, not strong people, but just good leaders, is that leaders stand up for what they believe in. Whether you agree with them or not, they still get a lot of respect from people that admire that they're standing up for a principle. And I always remember that because, in a lot of ways, I feel like that actually applies to me and the team, because we're standing for growth. We're standing for possibility. We're standing for your journey. We're standing for passion. We're standing for putting in the hard work even though you don't feel like it. We're standing for, at the end of the day, we're standing for growth. And that's a good mission, if you ask me. Maybe people don't agree, and that's okay if you don't. We're entitled to our beliefs. But, I think that when you have positivity and it's your goal to spread positivity, it's hard for people to disagree with that. They might not like your message, but I mean, who doesn't want to grow personally in their relationships and in their health and wealth and all of that? So yeah, it's just kind of my thought there. I look for, as I'm talking about this, I gotta cross the street here, make it quick. As I talk about this, it is interesting for me to think about how can I add more value to these vlogs, or vlogs, I guess they're called, not vlogs, and what can I do more of other than just me talking. Maybe it's interviewing people. Maybe I pick people randomly on the street. Although last time I tried that, people get scared. They don't. What's interesting is people have talked to a lot of people, and they all have a great grit to great story. There's one lady on Instagram I connected with. She has a great story. She went from 600 pounds to 300 pounds, and she's commented on our stuff. She's liked our stuff. I said, hey, wow, you were in the news not only for your story, but wow, what a great story. Would you like to come on my podcast and talk about that? And she's like, oh. I was like, well, it's hey, you don't have to, but we'd love to, share your story. And I genuinely want to help her on her journey in any way I can. And if that means getting her on the podcast and then just by chance somebody listening to it, like, how awesome would that be? Right? Like, how awesome would that be? So I said, hey, if you want, no worries. She's like, yeah, when I'm ready. I said, okay. But that boggles my mind, to be honest, it boggles my mind a little bit. You have a great story. I think a lot of people would be inspired by it. And you went on the news to talk about it, but you don't want to talk about it on my podcast. So, I don't know, maybe it just wasn't a good fit for her. I don't know. But it's just interesting how everyone can be an inspiration to somebody else. But the only way that's really going to happen is that they talk about it. They talk about their feelings. They talk about their journey, right? And so I feel that's interesting. I feel like that's an interesting um, phenomena that happens. And, I guess I kind of get it because, I was pretty uncomfortable doing these. And actually before the vlogs was, and I'm still do this, I do 5:30 in the morning, thoughts or tips of the day. And, it wasn't easy at first. It feels uncomfortable. I get it. But I've realized through this process that it really can help other people. So if you've learned anything from this vlog, it's that your story can impact others and have a really positive impact on people in general.